Nobody told me love doesn't always arrive with butterflies. Sometimes it arrives by simply staying. Hey. At first, you were just the person I text after work. How was your day? Did you eat? Get home safe? Nothing fancy, just little conversations that somehow became the best part of my day. I started looking at my phone more than I looked at the clock. Not because I was lonely anymore, because I was waiting for you. Oh, you noticed things nobody else ever did. You knew when I said I'm fine, I wasn't. You'd look at me, tilt your head, smile that little smile and say, talk to me. I never understood how two words could make a grown man feel safe enough to cry. But somehow, with you, they did. You never forced me to tell my story. You just made me believe it was finally safe to tell it. Hey, hey, hey. You stayed when I wasn't easy to love. You stayed through my overthinking, through my fears, through the days I questioned myself. You never made me feel like a burden. You made me feel chosen. And that's when I realized real love doesn't knock loudly. It quietly unpacks its bags and decides to stay. I still remember the first rainy afternoon we spent together. The power went out, the room got quiet. We sat by the window watching the rain race down the glass. No expensive dinner, no perfect plan, just 2 cups of coffee, one old blanket, and hours that disappeared without us noticing. That day taught me something. Luxury isn't always money. Sometimes luxury is finding someone who makes silence feel beautiful. One evening you reached over and fixed my collar. Such a small thing you probably don't even remember, but I do, because no one had cared for me that gently in a very long time. That's the thing about love. It hides in little moments, not the ones the world applauds, the ones only 2 hearts remember. I stopped praying for signs because every day with you felt like one. You stayed, not because life was easy, but because you believed we were worth fighting for. When I doubted tomorrow, you reminded me to finish today. When I forgot my word, you spoke life back into me. You didn't change who I was, you reminded me who I'd always been. One night I looked over while you were laughing. Not the loud laugh, the quiet one, the one where your eyes closed for a second. And I remember thinking, if life never gives me anything else, please don't let it take this away. That was the moment I stopped asking, do I love her? And started asking, how do I spend the rest of my life making sure she knows how much she means to me? People think love is found wake up, look across the room, and realize the person smiling back at you has quietly become your favorite place in the world. Yeah. You never asked me to become someone else. You simply stayed long enough for me to become the man I'd always wanted to be. And without either of us realizing it, friendship had become forever.
Oh yeah, I wish I could tell you it happened because I stopped loving you, but that wouldn't be true. The hardest part about telling this story is admitting I hurt the person I love the most, not because you weren't enough, but because I stopped guarding the life we built. It didn't begin with one night, it began with small compromises, conversations that should have ended, attention I should have ignored, ego I should have silenced. I kept telling myself it's harmless. Funny how the most dangerous lies are the ones we tell ourselves. That evening the city was loud, my conscience wasn't. I crossed a line I never imagined I'd cross, and in one careless decision I became the man I promised you I'd never be. There wasn't victory, there wasn't happiness, only an emptiness that arrived before I even got home. Sin always whispers consequences, never will until they're standing at your front door. Was one night worth forever? Was one selfish moment worth your tears? Worth the trust we spent years building? Worth the prayers you whispered over us? I searched for an answer, but every road led back to the same truth. Nothing was worth losing you. You didn't scream, you didn't throw everything we owned, you just looked at me. Your eyes held more pain than anger, and somehow that hurt even more. You asked me one question, why? I opened my mouth and discovered there wasn't a single excuse big enough to hold the weight of what I'd done. You sat quietly, the room felt unfamiliar. The woman who once reached for my hand couldn't even look at me. I wanted to fix everything, but trust doesn't heal the moment the truth is spoken. It bleeds. Forgiveness can be offered, but broken trust still takes time to learn how to breathe again. Was one night worth forever? Would I trade every second back if I could, without hesitation? Because no temporary thrill could ever replace the peace I had beside you. I learned too late that the greatest temptation is believing you won't lose what you stop protecting. If you're listening and there's someone waiting for you at home, choose them, not once, every day. Protect the heart that still believes your promises, because loyalty felt it. If I could speak to the man I used to be, I'd tell him, go home, put your phone away, hold her, tell her she's enough. Because one ordinary night with the woman you love is worth more than every empty promise the world can offer. I learned that lesson the hardest way, and I'll spend the rest of my life wishing I'd learned it sooner. Oh, yeah. The hardest part wasn't watching you leave. It was coming home after you were gone, because the house still thought you lived there. I unlocked the front door, and for a second I almost called your name like I always did. Babe, I'm home. Silence answered, the kind of silence that lets you know somebody important is missing. Your slippers were still by the bed. Your favorite coffee mug still sat in the cabinet. Your perfume still lingered on one of my shirts. I picked it up, closed my eyes, and for one selfish moment pretended you were just running late. People say time heals, but nobody tells you time also remembers every room. Still says your name, the kitchen still waits for your laughter. The couch still remembers the nights you fell asleep on my shoulder. Even the walls look at me differently, as if they know I'm the reason this house stopped feeling like home. Mama called, she asked, how's she doing? I couldn't answer, not because I didn't know, because I knew she was learning how to live without me. And somehow that hurt more than living without her. I found one of your notes tucked inside my Bible. Your handwriting still looked beautiful. It simply said, don't forget, God has never failed us. I broke down because the one person who reminded me to trust God was the same person I failed to protect. Regret doesn't shout, it whispers at 3 in the morning, when there's nobody left to distract you from yourself. Oh, I give every award, every dollar, every success, every applause, just to hear you say, did you make it home safely? One more time, because I finally understand. Love wasn't the house, love wasn't the money, love was you. And I didn't realize how rich I was until I became poor without your heart. If I could stand outside your window, I wouldn't ask for another chance. I'd simply say, I'm sorry for making you question the love you gave so freely. Because you deserve a man who guarded your heart instead. I gave you reasons to protect it from me. Now every sunrise feels quieter, every meal feels smaller, every victory feels unfinished, because the one person I pushed away. And every day this house keeps reminding me that empty rooms can still be full of memories. Tonight I leave the porch light on, not because I expect you to come back, but because it reminds me of the woman who always waited for me. I only wish I'd spend more time waiting for you instead of making you wait for me. People see the pictures now, the smiles, the house, the victories. They don't see where it all started. It started with almost nothing except us. The apartment wasn't much. The kitchen was so small. We kept bumping into each other. The couch had a tear. You always tried to hide with a blanket. The heater worked when it felt like it. And somehow that little place still felt warmer than anywhere I'd ever lived. Because every night you were there. Some Fridays we counted coins before deciding what we could eat. You'd laugh and say, we're having a 5-star dinner tonight. Then you'd make noodles, light a candle, turn off the big light, and somehow you made that tiny table feel like the finest restaurant in the city. You never apologized for what we didn't have. You always found a way to celebrate what we did. You taught me gratitude can make the little feel like abundance. When we had nothing, we still had everything. We had dreams too big for our pockets, faith too strong for our fears, hands that never let go. We weren't rich by the world's standards, but every night I went to sleep feeling like the richest man alive because I had you. There were nights you fell asleep with books across your lap. You were chasing your dream one page at a time. I'd come home tired, still wearing my work clothes. You'd look up, smile, and say, we're getting closer. Now I'm getting closer. That one word made every sacrifice feel lighter. Sometimes I wake up before the alarm. I catch you praying quietly, not asking for luxury, not asking for fame, just asking God to give us strength to keep going. I never told you, but those prayers held me together on the days I wanted to quit. One evening, the lights went out again. We sat by the window watching the rain. You leaned your head on my shoulder and whispered, one day we'll laugh about this. I smiled, not because I believe the struggle would end soon, but because I believed you. When someone asked me where our love became unbreakable, I never point to the day we bought our first house or the day we finally had money. I point to that little apartment where hope was sometimes all we had. 'Cause that's where we learned that love doesn't need luxury, it needs loyalty. And somehow that was enough. Looking back now, I wouldn't erase those difficult years, because if we hadn't walked through the valley together, we never would have known just how strong our love had become. Everybody loves the success story. Nobody claps for the nights you almost gave up. This chapter is for those nights, yeah. The first phone call changed everything. I remember your hand shaking. You couldn't even finish saying I got it. Before the tears started falling, I didn't ask how much it paid. I didn't ask where the office was. I just held you, because I remembered every night you stayed awake, wondering if your dream would ever know your name that day. You finally did. A few months later, my own miracle arrived. The little business everybody laughed at started growing. People who never believed in me suddenly remembered my number. Funny how success introduces you to people who disappeared during the struggle. But you were already there long before the applause. Oh yeah, you never waited for me to become successful, to become proud of me. You were proud when all I had was a dream, baby. We finally made it, not because we got lucky, not because life became easy. We made it, 'cause every time life knocked us down, we reached for each other's hand before we reach for anything else. That's why this victory belongs to us. We moved into our first little house, nothing extravagant, just enough. I remember carrying boxes through the front door. You walked into the empty living room, spun around like a little girl and laughed, and you whispered, "We're home." I've heard a lot of beautiful words in my life, but none sounded sweeter than that. Oh, that night we didn't have a dining table yet, so we
you.
For every closed door that brought us here.
Thank you.
For every delay.
Thank you.
For teaching us that your timing is always better than ours. I couldn't say amen because I was crying too hard. The greatest blessing wasn't the house, it was realizing we never lost each other, trying to build up, baby.
We finally made it.
Every tear, every prayer, every sacrifice, every late night, every rejection, every moment we almost gave up, was building this moment. And
Standing here with you
feels better than every dream I ever dreamed alone. Hey, promise me something. If life gives us everything, let's never forget the little apartment, the candlelight dinners, the borrowed furniture, the mornings we couldn't afford breakfast but still found reasons to laugh. Promise me we'll never become too successful to remember where love made us rich. One day people will ask us how we did it. They'll expect us to talk about business, money, opportunity, success. But I'll smile, look at you, and tell them we never stop choosing each other, because that's the real reason. We finally made it.
finally made it.
That night, as we lay on the living room floor, surrounded by unopened boxes, you fell asleep holding my hand. I looked at the ceiling, closed my eyes, and quietly thanked God. Not for the house, not for the success, but for the woman who believed I'd one day be able to bring her home. There are words too late to say, not because they aren't true, but because the person who deserved to hear them already waited long enough. So tonight I'm writing this letter, not to send it, just to finally tell the truth. Dear you, I still can't say your name without smiling and hurting at the same time. I hope you've been sleeping, I hope you've been laughing, I hope somebody reminds you how beautiful your heart is, because I spent too much time making you question it. Do you remember that little apartment, the one with the leaky roof? You used to place a bucket on the floor whenever it rained, then you'd laugh and call it Iron Waterfall. Looking back, we weren't poor, we were rich in ways I didn't understand. Funny how memories become more valuable when they're all you have left. If this
love. Hey, hey, I found one of your old sweaters last week. It doesn't smell like you anymore. Time has a way of taking little things without asking. I folded it carefully, put it back, closed the drawer and cried like it was yesterday. People tell me you have to move on.
I don't think they understand.
Moving on doesn't mean pretending you never mattered. It means carrying the lesson without carrying the bitterness. And you will always be the greatest lesson love ever gave me. If forgiveness is a gift, then thank you for teaching me why it matters, even if you never found it in your heart to give it to me. If this letter never reaches you, maybe heaven will somehow carry these words. Tell you I'm sorry. You deserve better. Tell you I never stopped being grateful for every sunrise I got to spend beside you. I used to think our story ended the day you walked away. Now I realize it didn't end, it changed me. You taught me that love isn't measured by how tightly you hold someone. It's measured by how gently you care for their heart, even when it cost you your own. So this is goodbye,
Not because,
I stopped loving you,
but because
real love doesn't change someone to yesterday. It prays that tomorrow is kinder than yesterday
ever was.
And if one day you think of me,
I hope
you remember the man I became, not just the man who hurt you. I'll fold this letter, place it inside the same Bible where I found your little note. Not because I'm waiting for you to come back, but because some words don't have to be read to change a life. Goodbye, my first home, my greatest blessing, my deepest regret. And thank you for showing me what real love was always meant to be. Hey! Oh! Oh! Nobody wakes up one morning planning to lose the love of their life. It happens. One postponed conversation, one unanswered call, one I'll make it up to you at a time. And by the time you notice the distance, you're already standing on opposite sides of the same room. Success came quietly, then all at once the calendar filled up. The phone never stopped ringing. Meetings, flights, deadlines, everybody wanted a piece of my time. And without realizing it, I started giving everyone else the best of me, while you
got what was left. Oh, yeah, yeah. You never complained, that was the scary part. You'd simply smile and say, I know you're busy. But now, looking back, I realize those weren't words of understanding. They were words of loneliness, and I was too distracted to hear them.
Love rarely breaks
In one loud moment,
sometimes it fades.
inside the silence, neither person knows how to interrupt. I didn't notice us drifting apart. I thought paying the bills was enough. I thought building our future was the same as being present. But your heart wasn't asking for expensive things, it was asking for me. And somehow I kept missing the question. One evening, I came home late. You had dinner waiting, the candles had already burned out. The food was cold, you smiled anyway and asked, have you eaten? Now, why are you late? Now, where have you been? Just, have you eaten? I answered without looking up from my phone. That moment still haunts me. Oh, do you remember that weekend? You wanted us to drive somewhere, no destination, just us, windows down, music playing. You said, I miss you. I laughed, kissed your forehead, and told you after this project, I didn't know there would always be another project and fewer opportunities to choose you. The saddest thing wasn't that we stopped loving each other. It was we stopped noticing when the other one needed love the most. If I could live one season again, it wouldn't be our wedding. It wouldn't be the day we bought our first house. It would be those ordinary evenings I rushed through, thinking we'd always have another one. I was so busy building tomorrow that I forgot to protect today. To every man listening, don't mistake providing for presence. Don't mistake success for connection, because one day you might wake up beside the person you love most and realize you haven't truly seen them in months. Love doesn't always need more money. Sometimes it just needs a phone put away, a conversation that isn't rushed, a walk, a prayer, a long hug, a quiet evening with no agenda. If I had known how precious those moments were, I would have protected them with everything I had. That night you fell asleep, facing the other side of the bed. I almost reached for your hand, but I thought I'll do it tomorrow. Sometimes tomorrow never comes, and I had no idea our hardest chapter was about to begin. I wasn't looking for you anymore, not because you stopped crossing my mind, but because I finally trusted that if our paths were ever meant to cross again, God wouldn't need my help. Then one ordinary afternoon, there you were. just walked past you. You look different, not different enough to forget, just different enough to remind me how much time had passed. Your hair was a little longer, your smile still had the same way of making the room feel warmer. For 1 second, the years disappeared. You looked up, our eyes met. Neither of us spoke, we just smiled. The kind of smile two people share when they know words could never tell the whole story. Then you said hi, one simple word, yet it carried every memory we ever made. There was no anger, no blame, just two hearts that had survived the storm. Neither of them ever wanted. We met again, not as strangers, not as lovers, but as two people who had been changed by the same story. I saw peace in your eyes, and for the first time I realized healing looks beautiful on you. We found a little cafe, the kind of place you always loved. Coffee between us, silence that no longer felt heavy. You asked, how have you been? I answered honestly, I've been learning how to become the man I should have been. You smiled, not because the pain disappeared, but because the truth finally arrived. You told me about your life, your dreams, the places you traveled, the prayers that carried you. I listened the way you always deserve to be listened to, without interrupting, without defending myself, just listening. Sometimes the greatest apology isn't spoken, it's becoming a different person. We met again, and I didn't ask for another chance. I didn't ask if you still love me. I simply thank God for letting me see that the woman I once broke had found a smile again, and somehow that gave my own heart permission to heal. Before we left, you looked at me and quietly said, I'm glad you're okay. I wanted to tell you, you saved me, even after you left. But I didn't. Some truths don't need applause, they just need to be lived. Baby, not every love story ends with two people walking back into each other's arms. Maybe some love stories end with forgiveness, with gratitude, with two hearts choosing peace over pain. And maybe that's beautiful too. You walked away just like you did